Hello. We are doing our makeup session. Yesterday got a little wonky, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But today, ooh, what do you think of that little bit of glow glare got going? Today we are doing a little makeup session. I want to hop back in. I want to re-give. I want to a little bit of a do-over, like legit do-over. So let me turn on my little bit of lights. Hi, Erica. So you all, I have a client in like hard stop 25 minutes. So I'm going to spend the next 25 minutes with you all. Where's my light? There we go. A little bit of light just to make this balance out a little bit. Hi, Erica. Thank you for the compliment. Had my lips done today. We had plans that didn't work out. This is just life in a nutshell. We adapt, we change, we evolve, we go, we continue. So I'm going to be pulling questions today. I know we don't normally do this, but today I'm pulling questions because yesterday was a mess up. My bad. So today we're pulling questions. I'm just getting myself set up because this is just me in my treehouse today. I'm just doing me today. So Melissa's in the house doing normal, daily, what do you call it, reseller life. So it's just you and me. Just you and me. So if you have a question, and I see there's just a couple of you here, Jackie, today we're pulling live questions. So the thing that I normally don't do in these mini live and these mini chats is actually we're doing a do-over for yesterday, because yesterday got a little wonky on the visuals, so I want to make sure that I make it up to you. So please feel free to go ahead and throw in your question. If you have a question you'd like for me to pull on, if you'd like for me to read, go ahead and throw down or put it in the comments. As usual, I do prefer that we do specific questions. The more direct your question is, the more direct of a reading I can give. If we get vague, I'm going to get vague, and that's not nearly as fun as me kind of honing in on the nuances of an issue that you got going on. So yeah, hi Kimberly, hi Giselle, I'm glad to see you. Jackie, I'm glad that you're here. Randy, I'm glad that you're here. So it looks like Giselle has a starter question, so that's awesome. And I do have a hard stop in 25 minutes because I have a client that's coming in that I need to take care of. So when we stop, we stop. But I promise I'll kind of like eat into that. All right, let's see. Giselle, what does the remaining of 2020 have in store for my love life? Okay, so I love that your questions are coming in. Thank you so much for doing that. Let's go dirty. Let's go fast. Let's make sure that we can get everyone's questions answered as much as possible anyway, and give us what we're looking for. So let's hop in. So I'm circling around. I'm trying to get a feel for you. I'm trying to get tuned into your love life. Trying to find that energy. What does the remaining of 2020 have in store for your love life? What does it have in store for your love life? Okay, so I'm getting the little bits of it. What does 2020 have in store for your love life? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Hun bunch, so let me show you the cards that I have and then we'll hop right into the read. So the first card that I have for you is the Temperance card, along with the Ace of Cups and the High Priestess. So for this top portion, my first impression, honey, is that I really wish if I could give you an invitation, if I could give you some advice, if I could give you like a little bit of like a tough love wisdom kind of thing. My desire for you would be to relook at your relationship with yourself first. So I know that we're wanting to amp up the love life. We're wanting to add more fuel to that emotional, romantic, sexual fire. But it feels like some balance is really necessary. So it's like if you've gone all in to somebody else, now it's time to go all in for yourself. Like when that Ace of Cups shows up for us, it's reminding us to kind of go back into our own heart. Because look, she's literally holding her own heart in the middle of her chest. So she's focusing on her own sense of self-love instead of reaching for love outside of herself. Does that make sense? Because as of right now, with the Nine of Wands, that was the King of Swords and the Five of Swords. There's a lot of effort, there's a lot of thoughts on romantic love outside of yourself. But with that Nine of Wands, it's like, okay, we've already been pummeled. We've already gone through the heartbreaks, the issues, the hardships. A real good hard reset feels necessary. And I would even go as far as to suggest maybe like a full moratorium on trying to procure outside relationships, trying to procure or date or that whole thing. So it's like if you could put yourself on like a 6-month hiatus, 3-month hiatus where it's like, you know what, for these 3 months, for these 5 months, for these 6 months, whatever it is, I'm focusing on self-love. I'm focusing on improving the relationship that I have with my head and my heart. Head and heart. I'm working on the internal compass that I have going on, not so much looking outside of myself for love, affection, and romance. Because ooh, honey, if you take that same energy of you looking outside of yourself and you look internally for your own love and romance, honey, one, not only are you going to have a wonderful relationship with yourself because you are going to be dating you and you know how to make yourself happy, but also the more you have that self-love beacon going on for yourself, the more other people can see it and people start flocking your way. You're going to start having like people beating off. You have to start beating people off with a stick because they're starting to get awakened by the little light that's coming off of you. So my whole game plan for this is to keep it simple so I don't go too esoteric and what have you. So to answer your question directly, 2020, I don't feel like 2020 is going to be super productive romantically for you, but not because people aren't trying to come your way. It feels like people are trying to come your way, but it's oil and water. It's kind of salty. It's not going well. So to intervene in advance, let's put a roadblock up. We're like, okay, we're taking a quick pause. We're not dating right now because we're dating myself, right? Well, not me, but we're dating ourselves right now. And in that process of dating yourself and getting really in tune with yourself, you're going to then have beautiful relationships moving forward. So there we go. That's a full stop on that, or a mic drop. There we go. We'll just mic drop that. But thank you so much for that question. I always appreciate those love questions because they're dynamic. They're interesting. So Kimberly wants to know, will I see money soon? I'm assuming in your account. Will you see money soon in your account? So, honey, I want you to be a little bit more specific about that. Are you waiting for a check to clear? Are you, what are you waiting for? And that would give me a better understanding. Because if we're waiting for something, we can do a timeline. If we are hoping that money is going to magically manifest, there's something else that we need to do in that kind of situation. So give me a little bit of clarity as to what you're anticipating or what you're looking for, and then I can kind of narrow down on that focus for you. Yeah, we're doing readings today, Jackie. Yasmin, Jasmine. I always try to give both pronunciations of that name. Erica is a new house in your near future. Let's do near future as in, let's say, a new house. Let's give it a year. I think a year is a really good, easy timeline without being too, like, is a new house going to be here tomorrow? Let's see. So, is a new house in your near future? Is a new house, let's do it within a year. Is a new house going to be here within a year? A new house. That feels like you're doing a whole lot of manifestation or trying to literally manipulate the energy around you to bring the house, the home that you're looking for. I'm throwing cards everywhere. Goodness. This is a new house in your future. It is something that you're chewing on a lot, huh? Because the first card that hopped out was the Nine of Swords, and that to me, that's that stuff that's always like on our mind that we're going over and over and over and over and over and over again, and it drives us mad almost because it just drives us mad. Anywho, so is it going to be here within a year? Let me make sure I get to the point. Is it going to be here within the year? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I think it is totally possible for it to be here within the year, and let me show you why. One, I have a 10 of Cups on the bottom of the deck, so that's like the shadow card for the reading. That kind of gives me a little bit of nuances to the overall feel of the read. The other cards that I have for you, hun, is the 10 of Wands, along with the 8 of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. So for me, my first impressions, my first inclinations is that there is something that needs to be released, like let go of, like the burden of something that needs to be off your shoulders so that you can, one, walk away from it, leave it behind, so that you can then like head into the getting of the house kind of thing. So to me, that almost has that feel of like if you have a property that you're in right now, but you're trying to figure it out regarding like who's going to take over the lease, who's going to take over the loan, how is it going to get sold? Like you have all this complication going on here that is slowing up the works about you getting the new house. However, with the 3 of Cups, or Pentacles, and the 9 of Cups, which is the Wish Fulfilled card, along with the, the 7 of Pentacles, my overall impression is that within the year, you're going to make a lot of headway in that direction. So you're actually making those stronger movements because you're putting in the work, putting in the literal work now, putting in the energy now to get that done. It just needs a bit more patience so that you can actually get it completed. So you've already thrown out your request to the universe. You've already written your prayer, essentially. And if you're not, you're gonna. You've already written that down. And now it's just the point of, let's figure out the things as they naturally progress. Let's do the things. That's the next logical step. Let's also try to remember those good feelings anytime you think about a house. If you start to feel desperate, or if you start to feel sad, or if you start to feel anxious or weighted by the idea of the new house, then we have to back up off of it, because the feelings of the not good feelings hold things up a bit. So whatever you can, always get that fuzzy, upbeat feelings. Those fuzzy, this feels great kind of thing. Whatever you can to feel good helps the situation along. But I hope that makes sense, Hun Bunch. Hope that makes sense. And totally feel free to leave your comments or your feedback about the reading that I give. I kind of like to see how these readings land for you when I deliver them for you. So Jackie wants to know, and I'm not really doing this in any sort of literal order. It's just convenient to do it this way. So I'm not trying to skip anybody. I'm just pulling questions. So Jackie, what does the rest of the year have for me as far as love and work? What does the rest of the year have for me as far as love and work? Love and work. Let's lean into love first, because it can also bleed into your work a bit. So let's take a quick peek. Those two are not mutually exclusive, as much as we'd like for it to be, because we are the common denominator, us as the human. So let's see what the rest of the year looks like for you regarding your love life. I'm going to use a different set. 1, 2. Actually, it looks like your work is your love life right now. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, honey. So I'm going to say similarly as I did for the other sweet pea that we talked about with her love life for the rest of the year. I have the 8 of Pentacles along with the 10 of Wands and the 3 of Pentacles. So to me, this is a lot about your work and your love life. Like, the two are kind of literally commingled, like almost to the degree that your only source of new energy, your new partner potential energy, comes from work, is the way that looks to me. However, with the Emperor and the 8 of Cups along with the Page of Wands, this feels like still dating mode. This feels like you're still you're open to new opportunities, but they're not quite landing. So if you're looking for Mr. Right, it doesn't seem like this year is going to be a winner regarding dating, which I'm not surprised, because look at the climate right now. It's going to be crazy for everybody. But it doesn't mean it's not possible. It's just, it's going to be a little wonky. But that's at least the way it looks as of right now. All right, so Randy, should I stay in the relationship I'm in or move on? Let me check my time so I know where I'm at. All right, I got 4:12. Perfect. Should Randy stay in her relationship or move on? Randy, should you stay or should you go? Randy, why do you want to leave? You don't have to answer that question. I'm just kind of like rhetorically meandering around the energy until I can feel like I've hooked into it. Let's see. Randy, should you stay or should you go? Give me the answer she needs to hear. Okay. There you go. Let's see what shows up. I'm going to say you want to leave. 3, 4, 5. Oops, sorry, that was loud. You're almost literally balancing between things. I mean, I know we could think of it like, should you stay or should you go? But it very well could be, should I go to school? Should I leave this relationship? Like, it feels like there's this big juggling act that's not just this situation. So the cards that I have for you is the Chariot, along with the World, and the Queen of Cups. My inclination, hun, is that this is a habit. This is a cycle that you tend to do, or tends to happen when you've hit that kind of proverbial 7-year itch. Like, after a while, you're like, why isn't this doing more than what it is? And now we're getting a little restless. Now we're getting a little, what else is out there kind of thing. So the other cards that I have for you is the Moon card, along with the Ace of Wands and the 8 of Wands. I think you are going to end up leaving the situation. because I feel like you're already leaning in that direction. So it's not even so much you need permission or that you want whatever the word happens to be that I can't pronounce at the moment. But it almost is like you've already kind of gotten, like, you're already starting to separate the money. You're already starting to make the mental or the emotional disconnection so that you can soon make the physical disconnection, if that makes sense. But yeah, with that Eight of Wands, it feels like there's a lot of movement, but not together. Like, there's no coupling cards here. There's no communion cards here. So I feel like it feels like there's a partitioning wanting to occur. So I think you're already on track to separate this from what I'm seeing. Let's scooch through. Yeah, rest, reset, focus on you. All right, let's go. Tiara. Your question was, are we moving next year? Let's do a yes or no. Are you moving next year? Yes or no? Okay. Are you moving next year? Let's see what shows up. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the cards it's odd, and let me show you why it's odd. So I have the Star card along with the Judgment card and the Knight of Wands. So I feel like there's the energy to do so. There's the desire to do so. There's the want to do so. But we have family with the Ten of Pentacles. We have options with the Seven of Cups. And then we have accessibility of resources with the Nine of Pentacles. It almost feels like things are good the way they are, or things are okay where you're located at the moment. So it's like, it doesn't feel like movement. It actually feels like more of cultivating where you're at. Kind of like when you have an apartment that you refuse to decorate because you think you're not going to be living there very long, and then you realize you look up one day and it's 2 years later and you're wondering why you still don't have art on the walls, kind of thing. If that made any sense whatsoever. So it doesn't feel like a lot of movement, but it feels more like you cultivating home. That's, yeah, mic drop. So there you go. Full stop on that one. Thank you so much for that question, Tiara. I'm going to scroll down a little bit, so I want to make sure that I'm reading for people who are here. So let's see. Kiana said, my significant other and I are looking at a house for rent tomorrow. Will we get it? Hun, well, okay. You got to look at the house first. Okay? See if you even want it. And then is a good time to then pull that question, are we going to get it? Because it's like when we put the cart before the horse, when I say no and we don't know why, nothing makes sense. So I'm going to actually reserve opinion until you've seen the place. Go see the place. Go see the place first. Because you may realize, you'll look around, you're like, that dumpster is too close. It's going to stink. Or what have you. Like for me, I remember one house that I wanted so damn bad. It had beautiful vaulted ceilings. I was so excited about it. And I didn't know until months later when I found a different location that was actually like the epitome of crack row. And I didn't want that place. But I didn't know I didn't want the house until after I got rejected and hurt and sad about it. So, but it was a good thing it didn't happen. Anywho, let's scroll up a little bit. Oh, my nose itches. I want to move out of my MUD, and start living alone. Will it work out? Why not? Let's see. Will it work out? Let's see what you need to know about that. Because I feel like will it work out is a little bit too simplistic for the complexity of the issue. So let's see what you need to know about moving out. I think that'll be useful for you. What do we need to know about moving out? Oops. First card hopped out. Okay. Did you know my wife is cooking lunch for us? It's kind of awesome. What do you need to know about moving out? There's an element to it that makes you feel a little bit secretive about it. So I'm wondering, internally, like what's your own internal issue about needing to be secret or needing to be quiet about moving out? That is interesting, honey. Look at this. So I have 7 of Swords. I have 7 of Pentacles. I have 7 of Cups. What the hell? That's interesting to me. okay, suggestion is do some research on your own tonight about the numerological component of the number 7. And I bet that will probably give you a little bit of information, a little bit of energy, a little bit of like, feel goods. But with the 7 of Swords, that talks a lot about secretive behavior. The 7 of Pentacles is the need for patience. And then the 7 of Cups is about options and opportunities, maybe even decision fatigue from having so many options. So I want to see what the other 3 cards are. The Sun card, along with the Tower, and the Queen of Wands. So honey, nothing is going to be perfect here, okay? So you have an awesome situation. You have a fucked up situation at the same time. So even when things are great, you will probably find the worst case scenario already. Not a bad thing, it's just how things are. So my invitation, my suggestion is figure out a way for you to find a sense of stability and a sense of peace, and always kind of give yourself that North Star of the best case scenario. Because if you look at the best case scenario, prepare for the best case scenario, your best case scenario is more likely to happen. I feel like I'm like doing this number. But aim for your North Star and it's more likely to occur. If you focus on the shitstorm, if you focus on, oh my God, that drain isn't perfect, if you focus on the crap end of the stick, you're only going to be aware of the crap end of the stick. So regardless of what happens, it's going to go the way it goes, right? It's going to be both bad, it's going to be both great. So focus on the great part of it. Focus on the part that makes you feel the best. That is where I'd spend your attention. That is where I would spend your time, because anything else is just going to weigh you down and make it even harder to go or harder to work through. But there's no reason why this can't go well for you. But our focus has to stay on what's going well. Let's see. Okay, I'm scrolling all the way down to the bottom, to the most recent questions. I'm taking a look at my time. I have 5 more minutes, y'all. Okay, so let me shuffle cards. Let's see. So, Kanal, you are spamming at this moment, and that doesn't help me read your question faster. So, could you pause, because that ends up interrupting everybody else's experience and makes it just a harder experience for all of us. So, let me scroll up. Yeah, I only have a few minutes left. All right, Kaylani, I hope you are here hanging out with me. We are tempted again to buy the house we're currently in that you're renting. It would open opportunity, but it would be a lot of work. Understood. Now I want a reading about a house. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what Kiana needs to know about the... Kaylani, my apologies. Let's see, Kaylani, what's going on with this house? What do we need to know about this house, about you buying this house? What do we need to know? What do you need to know about buying this house? I got my first card. Actually, I got cards flying everywhere. I'm just keeping that one. What do you need to know about buying this house? Oops. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting like that first impression feel, and it's just like, okay. So hold on, what else do I need to know? What else do I need to know? 3, 4, 5, got it. Okay, so flip over. Okay, so first bit. It's a mixed bag. It obviously feels like a mixed bag, like extra mixed bag even to you. I feel like the idea of buying the house gives you the feeling, or not even you so much, probably gives like, is it your partner? Give somebody a feeling of stability. Give somebody a feeling of prosperity by saying, I own this house. Like that in itself gives a sense of stability that maybe was not there prior. The other cards that I have for you is the 5 of Swords. So there is something about it that is not in your favor. There's something about it that doesn't land very cleanly. And that's like the question mark part. The 6 of Cups, along with the 10 of Swords. The other cards that I have that I haven't even seen yet. Let's see. This is the 9 of Wands. Flip over. 9 of Pentacles. Aww. 10 of Cups. So, all right. Let's look at them all together. Look at them all together. You have 2 10s. That's kind of cool. About this house. Okay, my timer just went off, so we have to make this quick. All right, so the biggest impression I'm getting about the situation is ultimately, like if you look at it literally on paper, it's not the best deal. But when you look at it more from a philosophical, emotional point of view, then I can understand why anybody would be inclined to do so. Home ownership gives a sense of stability, especially if you don't have it prior to this. But again, financially, it's like, it's a little twitchy in that regard. So I guess it just depends. Then it then becomes a family decision as to what makes sense for you all. Knowing that you're taking on a possible succubus, or knowing that you're taking a step forward in your sense of stability as a family, I think. And I think that is what's going to be literally what's important to you. Like, because the feeling is with that Ten of Swords, the doors are falling off the hinges, but it's my house. And I love my falling off hinges. It's kind of the feel of it. So it's like, even though, like, yes, on paper, no, I feel like to you or to your family, this is home. This is a home that can't be taken away so long as we pay the property taxes. This gives us a sense of stability. So I think it's going to be a judgment call on yourself as to which is more important, the financial portfolio or the sense of well-being within your family. So that's going to be a judgment call on you. I think it's going to be the sense of well-being in your family, and that's why you're probably leaning into buying the house, from what I can tell. Anywho, Sweet Pea, I got to go get ready for a reading. Thank you all for coming to hang out with me. I appreciate the time. You all take care, and I plan to I actually have something in the works to do a little bit more of this more often. Because I want to give y'all what y'all like. So Kaylani was like, I'm going to talk through this with hubby. He's gonna love the reading. Aw, Sweet Pea, thank you so much. And let me know how it works out, okay? So stay in touch. Alrighty, bye.